Yeah.
Right here.
That does not bode well.
Pilot, please get in here.
No, for one of the F-100s.
Alright, roster-wise, I need a pilot for the 119, because the 119 is critical to coordinate with ground to get any airstrikes, period. We can't boot until that happens. Ground team, we've got JTAC, we got squad leader, cool. I would highly recommend we take a second medic. We can either have one of the marksmen go into there, or we can have one of the sappers. I'd keep at least one sapper to put mines behind you. And then you just move a bit slower, but...
Thank you.
Alright. Now I just need the pilot.
Right here. Loading up.
Yeah, get in, load in.
There, he's just taking forever to
I'm
get on.
fucking stupid, man.
Alright, we're past start time. If you want to wait for him to go in, cool. Hopefully he can get in by the time I finish brief.
Alright, hurry up, buddy, please. Thank you. Come on.
Did I turn it?
'Cause, I don't know. Like, so Liru, can the pilot do the FLIR operator's position?
Nope.
Okay, so can he do it from the weapon and then autopilot? In case the pilot can't get in for some reason.
He's joining in on
I'm
forward
right
patch.
here.
Okay.
So technically the pilot could do it from the FLIR position, but the FLIR also has the camera to watch the ground teams and help coordinate strikes. So if ground is trying to like pop smoke or whatnot to try to alleviate or like put in strikes, it kind of defeats the purpose of having that slot in the first place, but it's fine.
Right.
Alright, so here's the deal. Standard SOG Prairie Fire Liru mission. This is the hardest thing I Zeus, but regardless, everything's done via automated tracker systems. AA is pre-placed. Good luck. If I feel like I need to make it harder, I'll spawn more stuff. Regardless, ground's purpose is they're starting at the staging point. They can move out whenever they want. I don't think I put a tracker module enveloping the spawn point. I might have. I don't remember. But your job is basically get to the extract zone. Once you get to the extract zone, call me on 5-0, and then I will bring in, it's going to be a short ride, the Huey over to extract you all, and then pull you to the airbase, and if you're able to do that, you win. Beyond that, JTACnet is going to be on 5-0 for this mission. That is the FLIR operator. You're basically going to be talking with ground, coordinating strikes, and then you're also going to have an ear on 5-5. AirNet, air-to-air is 5-5, so that's where you'll coordinate the strikes. Ground, you can set your SR net to whatever you want, but I recommend you all stick together to the best of your ability. Ground team, you have one life. Pilots, you have multiple, because some people sign up for airframes and don't know how to fly them, and I've learned that the fun way when I make them one life. I forget what your respawn timers are for your air assets, but there's debug. I think there's a debug 119 for being able to drop ammo and whatnot for the bigger missions, but this one's relatively small, so it shouldn't matter too much. But regardless, that is it. This one I'm really trying to like automate itself, so I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of spawns, but there are like at least 6 tracker modules down that's meant to encompass the entire AO, so should be it. Ground, do you have any questions?
Negative.
Go
Okay.
No Arsenal.
No Arsenal. These missions don't run Arsenals.
Question for you real quick. Do we immediately take off or do we wait?
You should immediately. The background behind this is Prairie Fire's called. Air is scrambling stuff to get into the air and send off.
Cool.
And like I said, I don't remember if I put a tracker module at the starting point, which means if I did, that means units are going to start actively going around the starting point and could very well immediately engage.
Awesome.
Okay. Did that pilot get on the server yet?
Yeah, we're all in.
Right now.
Okay.
Sorry, Liru.
Good luck, have fun. I do like to tote this as the hardest thing I Zeus, though I will admit they've succeeded in the past few because we've been trying to like test everything. nonetheless, we'll see where the player base gravitates towards. We've got the two. Those are the F100s. Those are the F4 Phantoms. And then we've got all of these around. And then that's me. So I'm going to go on 5-0. 5-0 check for Zeus.
5-0.
Oh, Mac, if you try to do accents on these poor bastards, you're going to get frickin' murdered, bro. I don't think I put a tracker module on them in the beginning, but I know there's at least 7. And then an avalanche module
50 check, 50 check.
on their final spot, so this should be interesting.
60 comms as well.
Alright. Team is only 10 people out of 12. Let's see how today plays out. Literally 10 minutes before we were going to get started, I was missing 8 people, and I DM'd them all going like, hey. Normally I wouldn't do that, but because of how tenuous this mission is, and how stressful it can be, it's nearly impossible for me to do hot joins, because by the time they might hot join, the player base could be wiped. But I'm still experimenting with how to make this just the right level of difficulty, you know? We'll see how things go. Yep, they're already moving out. So there's 2 more people jumping in. I've DM'd both of them like, hey, we're now 8 minutes out.
Hello, aircraft. This is your JSAG on the ground. Do you read me?
This is hi, I read you ground, break. Patch, do you hear Mac? You beeped, I didn't hear you say anything.
Sorry, you're calling me?
Yes, ground is trying to get into contact with you.
I don't hear him. Does the FLR hear him?
Send traffic for air.
Hello, do you read this is your ground T?
I hear
We
Mac.
read you loud and clear.
Copy, we are starting to move out on the black lines. We will be, hold on. If we get into contact and require support, friendly positions will be marked with blue smoke.
Copy all.
I think
Also,
Turtles
we're
is a
in
pilot,
four, we'll
so
have 5 of those.
see how things go. Anyway, how are y'all doing today? We're going to be doing 2 SOG missions, 1 Zeusing and then 1 on the ground with Prairie Fire back on the Fox Baton map, which is going to be hellish. It's going to be fun. But with that, I think that's it for the streaming today, because then I have D&D, and then I'm going to be... I haven't done video editing since a few days before the 24-hour op, so I have a lot I need to edit, and then I need to, you know, run a few polls on YouTube about, you know, what videos to put up and whatnot, but we'll get there eventually. They haven't hit a tracker module yet, but when air also starts flying over the AO, it'll also auto-spawn everything. BFG3, thanks for that 26-month
I'm
resub.
sure radio troubles isn't a sign of how this will go. Also, hi, Liru.
We'll see, Freak, we'll see. Thanks for 26-month resub. Hope
We
you
do
can join the
have all the
operations and I'll get a nice
artillery
kick out of this scenario. You're testing stuff on your DayZ server. Nice to hear, Ghost Wolf.
This is
Dude.
AC-119.
For the next, literally the next Fridays until the 24-hour off, I'm not going to have a Friday free to play DayZ. I'm actually kind of bummed. I'll try to find some time over the weekend specifically, but we'll just have to see how things go. And boom. All right, we're hitting the first tracker module now. But I'm gonna be a jerk and make some dynamic bullshit happen. This also gives something for air to chew on. Yeah, they're slowing down for the convoy now. 2 fuel trucks. Oh, look, another late join. Also, it's going into morning. This is also to give time for the tracker modules to spawn in front of them and get things sorted here. You can also see the markers that are being made. And I will admit I'm also stalling because I know people are going to be late joining here, so this gives me a second to be able to teleport people up. But I'm going to be honest, I'm still a bit annoyed about it. Because if I'm going to run, you know, 4 missions over the weekend, and then I take the time to, you know, actually individually put where everything is and, you know, time slot everything. Oh, it's just frustrating. Because people that have been in my community for a while, what are you doing? Go prone, you goober. There's a giant effing convoy in front of you. But, you know, if I'm busting ass to make all these missions work,
119K patchwork to ground forces, now copy.
then people will give me the decency to, you know, show up when we start. It's like, guys, please. It's a bit disrespectful. I don't want to do a scud truck because it's too long, and it gets high-barred on really steep roads. And I'm going to be honest, I want this convoy to wrap up because, I mean, these are the last 3 vehicles going, and by now we've got, you know, PAVN all moving around. Air is doing a great job of already striking, though. And then I do have, you know, some other AA here if they decide to engage with, speaking of.
Patchwork to ground forces, how copy?
I can't even understand him half the damn time, to be
Ground
honest.
forces, be advised, we are in AO over 109.
Repeat, ineligible.
Looks like they just struck
I
that
repeat,
position down there as well.
repeat, ineligible.
Be advised, AC 119K is flying over 121101 right now, over Seg Megat.
Good copy. Enemy convoy on red line heading to back room. You're free fire on it.
Copy all.
Yeah, so they're clearing them to engage the convoy. We do have some random trackers coming around here, so let's see how things go. Oh, yeah, no, again, this is, I toot this as the hardest mission I make. I'm still tweaking it, but I'm also working on its difficulty scaling. So this is going to be a lot of tracker modules that are set to patrol, and then the final one is an avalanche module right on top of the LZ. So I really am trying to work on difficulty scaling, but at the same time, I know the previous few missions were a lot easier because the player base had a Cobra, and that Cobra absolutely dominated the AO.
Patchwork 2 ground forces, confirm fire on hostiles or hold fire.
Fire on hostiles.
Yeah, convoy is getting a little oofed here, but it looks like they got spotted. That's why they've got 2 sappers that can plant mines. We'll see if they're paying attention. I try to give the players as many advantages as I can, but at the same time, it is what it is. So 3 out of the 4 of those guys are cut down immediately. We still got this one, and he's down. Good. If C's not careful, this truck is going to hit him. I'm not sure if he knows he might have to, like, plant the mines after. So I'm pretty sure this one got flipped over. He might not know he has to arm them, too. Yeah, we got patrols going around. Stuff will start honing in on them. I think the ground is firing at the stuff in the sky. Yep. But for now, player's going to continue on the move. And if I feel like it, I will put larger forces down. Because, you know, I'm a jerk. But we will eventually start hunting them with the Con Commandos, too. Technically, this is a whole hour blocked out, 2-hour blocked slot. But this op usually will only run for 90 minutes. So I'm going to put some dynamic units through. Just moving into Krong. I'm also experimenting with not spawning the, you know, full-on, like, you know, squads of 10 to 12. Instead, just doing, like, you know, groups of 5 or 4 piecemeal to make things a bit easier in the beginning. But a lot of this scenario, it's not about winning every firefight. It's about sometimes hunkering down and just letting the enemy pass at times. Though I will admit that is tough to do with the current skill level I've set. I'm going to lower it to 50. The reason I set it so high was so anti-air assets had an easier time spotting things, but it sounds like they're engaging naturally, so... Occasionally taking that moment to just sit down and listen and look around can be very vital. To especially listen if you've got, like, trackers behind you and need to plant some mines, or, you know, just to look around, see that your immediate area is clear, but this is the jungle. Things can get right on top of you in an instant. Yeah, he kind of just hurt himself with that bomb strike. Took a little bit of damage. Bit of a wide turn there, but that's fine. I thought Ham was brought in. I thought I counted 10 before he jumped in. Maybe I'm just bad at math, who knows? Oh, no. So I literally just use built-in tracker modules to have a bunch of AI just spawn in dynamically and also to use the tracker system. I don't need a Kozus. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, this is JTAC.
It's rare for me to need a Kozus. Unless it's like I'm brought in to work for a community and I need them to, like, you know, handle their vehicles and whatnot, then I get a Kozus. But at the same time, I'm with the 24-hour op especially, I was very comfortable with just...
Which position
you know,
is marked
rocking
area 1?
everything myself, so... I think I only take on Kozuses if I'm, like, specifically training people, but at the same time... Yeah, so I think he's learning he needs to arm him.
Copy
He
to
just needs
JTAC.
that second
Which
guy
area
to
do you
help
have
him out.
designated as Area 1?
Yeah, there we go, he's learning. So Ground is having trouble coordinating with air. I know Metro and Mac, they normally butt heads a lot, but Metro's coordinating, keeping the squad going. Metro's doing his best to try to talk to... Patch, are you on 5-0?
Patch on 5-0.
You need to communicate with the ground assets, buddy.
Ground to JTAC. Is there any priority targets marked with smoke?
Negative ground. This is JTAC. Currently no targets marked with smoke. Requesting eyes on area 1 strike freely targets.
Yeah, he's talking about that area. Communication is key for this scenario, and if they're unable to communicate, then things are going to get very, very messy. Yeah, and then sometimes in situations like these, it's just better to walk off. However, if you're going up an open ridge and you got shots behind you, you normally never want to deal with that type of scenario. You want to take out the targets immediately. They can always smoke themselves and run too, or request air to do a strike, but it sounds like they're having communication issues. Which I don't get, because JTAC has an LR backpack, and I've calibrated all the TFAR settings, so that, I mean, especially at this range, he should be able to communicate with this position, regardless of the ridges.
At the ground, Hill 121 is relatively unoccupied.
Copy. Focus then on area 2. Take out the AA side and any relative targets on the area.
Yeah, so anything back here.
Air copies.
I'll eventually have to delete some of the groups in the back. But yeah, obviously the PAVN are going to avoid this silly open area. So I want to avoid spawning larger groups like this. If I do spawn them, I kind of want to cut them up. So they're a bit more piecemeal. But ground wants to prioritize getting into open areas like these, utilizing the craters as cover, and then air can easily see what's going on. This 119 is really playing chicken, but we do have the entire convoy getting smoked out and whatnot. Vehicles that are in the back line that have kind of driven off the road, I'm just going to be getting rid of. But yeah, we're still going to have stuff for the ground teams to engage. It's not a complete walk in a park. The Bronco is not in Prairie Fire. The Bronco is in Unsun, which is the predecessor mod. Though I'll be honest.
Redirecting south.
Yeah, ground.
Enemies in front.
It's hard to make both of those mods work together because there's some specific compatibility you can use, but it doesn't give you all the air assets.
Air copies.
Yeah, so we got some irregulars out here. Playerbase going around is going to end up also where some dynamic tracker modules just spawned. Let's see if we can do a bit of a box in here because they're about to run into contact on multiple different fronts. Good job on moving up the sides of the ridges, though. But this is a pretty nasty kill zone to be in. Let's see if they can break out.
Go ahead.
The enemy has AA sites on the hills in area 6. We can check them out.
I got some more PAVN soldiers around
Good
now.
copy.
These are part of the tracker systems. But they're getting taken out pretty quick. Having a squad of, you know, +6, I would say, 8 plus, you know, 8 to 12 range. It's going to be a bit of a bigger pain to communicate, but you can get a lot more coverage very easily. It's like the Marine way of where they've got, you know, 3 fire teams of 4, and then I think a squad leader, and then a squad leading assistant. That's 14 people, but you can pull some pretty serious security with that. Man's got his handgun out. I don't know why he's not. I think they want to keep suppressed, but the enemy are unsuppressed, so you might as well whip out that RPD. I do appreciate he's able to get kills with it, though. That was 3 in a row right there. But yeah, they're breaking through this position pretty well. I just have to make sure I keep coordinating, you know, stuff in the back line. Like, these guys just ran past the tracker system. They're fine, but these guys are tracking. You can see that they're honing in on the gunshots, and I'm trying to get this force over. But yeah, now we're entering where I have multiple tracker modules down. This is where it starts getting hard. But if they need to, they can immediately go into the open and get some good coverage. But this terrain is very hilly too, and it's very difficult to fight
I
on.
see you're in vicinity of
Because you don't
area
have any
1.
room
Do
to
you
maneuver
require
if you
any
need to
support?
run.
We have currently no targets, but keep monitoring up on the open areas. We'll be shortly passing over the hill.
Copy.
Well, you gotta remember, like, a squad of 12 in World War II where most people are given a gun, at least for the US side, that can only fire 8 rounds before you have to reload, compared to modern day where now you're given a gun where you have 30 rounds before you can reload. There's differences you have to accommodate for when you're making scenarios. Because a group of 12 is not going to be equivalent to the group of 8 in modern day. Modern day group of 8 is going to be better. But when you have, you know, a scenario like this where people are given, you know, freaking 100, 125 round machine guns, 30 round or 32 round submachine guns, 20 round assault rifles, that's a good, as long as everyone has an automatic, you know. I'm just kind of surprised that we're seeing some of the RPD gunners just only have their handguns out when they should be using the volume of fire that they're given, but that's just me. Things are slowly going to fall because I'm just having these guys act as manual trackers here, but we got additional forces coming in to track. So I'm going to see if we can box the player base in and force them to call in air to assist, because otherwise things are going to get messy. What ground could also be doing is having air strike in front of them so they have a clear path to move forward. That's a more advanced tactic that sometimes I see the player base utilize, sometimes they don't.
This is ground. Air do you read?
And I think Mac's about to start calling for stuff like that.
Requesting fire to area 7. Hostiles are chasing.
Area 7. Yeah, so that's going to potentially get a massive amount of kills. But I'm going to have these forces join in on the tracking. But let's see how quickly air can coordinate, because there's a massive potential to get a big chunk of kills here. And I want to see it. And the 119 could also just start doing orbitals around the player base and striking that position.
Friendly force have reached the crossroads south of Area 7.
So yeah, they were able to get out of that firefight. I got a big chunk of forces tracking them. I'm going to set up a massive infantry group in here just to be actively running around. If they get close enough, I might have them come out, but we'll see what happens.
Air, this is ground.
Go for air.
Requesting saturation, red smoke north 100 meters.
Good copy.
You see the 119 engaging, they're a bit off. That's what I'm talking about. Here, so I'm going to delete all the dead bodies so we can actually have a better tracking of how well air's doing, but we see a purple one right there. We're going to have more trackers potentially get on top. Yep. You got air working on the red smoke. That gets the leadership dead.
Friendly fire, hold fire, hold fire.
Air just accidentally strafed way far from the red smoke.
Marking friendly with blue.
You can see a lot of wounds just got inflicted on the tail of the player base there. Don't know why he dragged his shooting when the red smoke was clearly denoted, but that's what happens when you put players in charge of positions like these. There is a lot of player error sometimes. So again, following the tracks. And that's why I like this game mode a lot, because it really does rely on player coordination. If you got player coordination on point, this gets easy. If it's not, if not everyone's on their A game, one mistake, the entire player base dies. We've already had a few of these missions run where air wipes ground multiple times over. And that's why this is my favorite thing to Zeus, and I try to Zeus it once a month, because it's literally just a communications test.
100 meters.
Can the player base outlast the fact that I've got a massive amount of infantry coming at them? We got the trackers
Roger,
starting to come in on the rear.
Make an orbit.
You can barely see some of the blue smoke through that jungle. But at this point, we're probably going to now have air call in. I am going to put everything to come in locally. We're going to do a bit of a swarm here. And then, of course, we have this town, which filled. We'll see if air spots that and potentially nukes it, because it's the 119, 3 planes in the air. Air have a lot to cause, you know, put a bunch of CAS on, but it's up to them if they're able to coordinate it properly.
I repeat, friendlies on red smoke, requesting target north 200 meters.
So they're now putting red smoke on their position. They're trying to call that up. Now the question is, can the radio operator in the 119 tell the other air assets, hey, the red smoke is friendly?
Confirm. Smoke roll downhill, requesting fire north of red smoke 200.
So they're calling fire north of red smoke now. Now the radio operator in that plane, he can tell his gunner to immediately fire north of it, but he can coordinate his other air assets here to engage. And air's done a really good job of hitting most of the AAA sites around. There's still a handful, and I can always deploy a few more. But they should also be coordinating where those strikes are, because something like this, if Risen is short... There we go. But yep, no, we saw the red smoke, put it a little north of it. We got another rocket strike going. And you can see the effect. Most of the units in the rear have been taken out. We're just kind of reduced to this team here. I'm going to group them up to that team. But, like I said, I try to keep all the units deleted that are freshly dead so we can keep track of how effective air is. And air is being very effective tonight. And that is what is saving the player base at this point. Shadow Jam, thanks for the 15-month resub, buddy. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. And you can tell I like this one because I'm being a lot more active with you guys. I'm trying to track it cinematically. You know, I'm not under pressure here, but this is one that I've been trying to... I've been trying to optimize it for months, but this is...
ground effect on target?
I think the 6th month we've run it. We skipped last month because I was busy with a bunch of other stuff, but... I'm going to remove some of these vehicles from play because at this point... I think all of that's been handled for the most part. Delete some of the groups farther back here.
Requesting monitoring and free fire support on Area 1.
Again, what I'm worried about, though, is they come down to this village and it's absolutely filled with baddies. And then I'm going to have everything come over.
Air copies.
Little lag spike going on here.
Air ground, just to confirm, monitor and do free fire on what area?
Area 1, put your rounds on the north side of the road.
I can't tell if that was because of additional units
Good copy.
spawning or what, but I'm going to go ahead and remove the rear groups on the tracker. And just start pulling everything that's behind them forward. Because the trackers will constantly be, you know, respawning stuff. But I'm also trying to, you know, accurately have my AI hone into gunshots. More red smoke has been popped. And eventually the biggest danger, though, is having players land, but keeping units in the air so they can keep providing support. So it looks like they're rotating Risen out. I've seen too many times in this scenario where air has everyone dump all their ordnance and then land them all at once, and then, you know, when the next fight these players on the ground went into, there's no air support to help them. Oh, like that. I'm not sure. I think C got hit, yeah, a few times by that. That was very close. On the ground, if they do detect they're getting hit by air, though, they need to immediately call up that that's like a blue on blue, because, oh.
Hey, hi, this is Graham.
This is Hi Sun message.
Do we have to be on the point, or can we be like click off to call the job?
For the sake of the scenario, you gotta be on the extract zone at Alau. That's the pre-designated area that we know is safe to pick you up, otherwise you might get sammed.
Yep.
I can't move the avalanche module to you once it's placed, I'm sorry. But yeah, air now doing a lot better. I know 3 of these kills were from the ground forces. They just gotta be careful when they hold the trigger down like that. The gunner isn't really verifying movement, he's just kind of spraying it everywhere, and that's where you have little issues like that. You didn't think these guys would stay in there the entire time, did you? Though, again, I think air is going to slow them down, but we're going to start having larger groups moving around. See if air sees anything. Yeah, and then meanwhile, these groups on the way back, we'll go ahead and remove. Metro's doing a really great job coordinating the squad. They're being really effective at moving when they need to, and then sitting down, taking out contact when they absolutely need to, and then some instances where they're taking fire, they just run instead. Because they know if they stay there, they're going to get pinned down and eliminated. Because that's what's happened so many times in this mission file.
We could also now request monitoring on AA site or Area 2.
So I'm trying to dynamically track them. But they're about... Actually, they're over halfway to their objective, but now we're going to start really putting pressure on them directly. You got air now firing more on the rear here. They're trying to basically take out everything along the rear, and we just heard a mine go off, too. I'm not sure if that was infantry stepping on it, or that might have been... Yeah, no, that might have been a body I just deleted. You got to remember, the ordnance that air has can also detonate the mines, which is always funny to watch. You got these guys back here doing triple R.
This is JTAC from the sounds. Area 2
loading everything up.
On it, so put the gunship monitoring on the area and eliminate anything on the hill.
Alright, now we're going to throw a curveball to air. I'm going to put in 3 ZPU trucks in the Asia Valley area here. That's going to give air a pretty nasty distraction at a critical point of this scenario. Now we're starting to run into the avalanche marker, though, because these larger groups are dynamically spawning. That's for the final zone, so that we'll constantly have a massive flow of forces onto the AO. Rockets coming in. I don't know if he was going for that team or if he was just suppressing the remains of the AA site. But that was a bit of a wasted run. Those rockets could have definitely gone better being saved for when they were absolutely needed, but sometimes air makes the wrong call. That's why I like this scenario. Everyone's human. Sometimes you'll make those wrong calls. The air assets is the AC-119 is coordinating the other air assets as the FLIR operator with the camera. He also has a gunner up there, and then the pilot to loiter proper. There's 2 F-100s and 2 F-4 Phantoms. And I think air just did a pretty nasty strike right there, and that has eliminated a majority of stuff on the ground, which is nice. We do hear the quad AAs firing, though, technically AAA, but that's putting the 1119 under threat here.
Round. Ignore red smoke. I repeat, ignore red smoke.
Air copies, Rod, sorry.
Those are a major threat to them.
Actually,
No
red smoke
super heavy damage
200
yet,
meters uphill.
but should be fine.
Red smoke west, 100 to 200 meters.
Yeah, so they immediately got... That was a very quick coordination by JZ. They're doing a great job coordinating where the strikes are. Now, here's the thing. I'm happy to see, even if they don't get any kills in strikes like these, one, it shows they're communicating, and it shows how quickly their pipeline of communication is, so if they actually need to get an emergency strike out, it will be effective. But more importantly, rockets firing down next to infantry actually does slow them down. It puts them into aggro mode, it sometimes puts them in defend only, and they will actually pull out of the AO to another friendly unit. So doing that as a show of force actually has a shock value, compared to, you know, real world. If you see rockets land next to you, you're probably going to go away.
Yeah, round.
Go for air.
Now you got the jets doing their best to strike these positions. We got one of the AA pieces down.
Free to fire all targets on area 9 for now.
You got more of the mines going off. At this point, I'm going to be deleting more of the groups on the rear, though, because we're starting to run into some pretty heavy stuff, and then the forces in that village would have moved out.
Copy.
Now you got the 119 firing down at AAA, gun v gun. You hear some of the shots hitting some of the survivors, though. Very risky for the 119 to be staying up in the AO to do that.
Good effect there. Focus your fire on that convoy for now. Friendlies are to the west of the convoy.
Very dangerous coordination, though. You just saw multiple jets go into each other's lines. One of them got within about 15 meters of each other. Very risky to see, but also very, very nice. Could it be I finally have a run of this scenario that I am satisfied with the result? Or are the players gonna get absolutely murdered on the extract process? Yeah, anything's possible. Sky Raiders are in Unsun, they're not in SOG. Which sucks, because I would absolutely love to have a Sky Raider. But one of the potentials to add for this scenario is if I can get this optimized, then I can add Unsun, and we can just add additional
directly south of blue smoke
air assets, so... We'll have to see, but I'm waiting for them to get closer to this place to see where the avalanche module dynamically spawns on top of everything over here. I think at this point, though,
blue is friendly convoy.
I'm going to start leading. These can be moved? Oh!
Fire corridor, 100 meters around blue.
Liru learned something today.
Everything else in the area is hostile, so take it out.
I can... These basically, if the AI run into them, they'll start following them like a trail of breadcrumbs, but... Wow, alright, today I learned. And you see the mines are actually taking people out, too, as they move in. Learn something new about this game every freaking week. Are they A4s or F5s? F-100Ds and F-4 Phantoms. Here. F-4C and F-100D. And then the 119K. Yeah, so Avalanche module now spawning on top of that. A lot of infantry around, but air is doing a... Okay. It's not to say they got a bunch of stuff up here to hit, but shots went a little bit low, but you can see all the movement right here. Yeah, we're following that blue smoke at this point, but this is a double-edged sword. It means anything in the valley can see this and hone in on it, but it also shows air, hey, this is where the friendlies are, don't hit that. And at that point, I think the benefits outweigh the cost, because then you have air.
Direct south in the tree line.
Free fire. Keep at least 100 meters to the blue smoke.
Is this supposed to be hard?
All friendly units currently around blue smoke.
I hope that was Angel.
Currently holding at blue smoke, contact and follow us close.
Yeah. Is this supposed to be hard? Immediately gets gunned down. Unleash the Luton Jr. We're not gonna mortar them. But I got plenty of other things.
Target, red smoke, south, 50 meters.
Now they're gonna get in that crater. Have airdrop everything around them. They're still working on some of the AAA around, though. Great use of this stuff here, though.
Friendly forces are north of red smoke.
Okay, Turtle's got that with the rocket hit.
Red smoke or on red smoke?
Hostile south of red smoke.
Hostiles are everywhere at this point, buddy. But here's the lesson. Don't aggro me when I say something's hard, because if you don't think it's hard enough, I'll quickly fix that. McMurray getting a nice line spray in there. I'm a little worried with how close this red smoke grenade is. You do have all these forces chasing along the rear. But yeah, massive element of infantry right here. The hardest part is when you get to the extraction, I can literally just swarm you with infantry. That's when you make or break air.
Smoke, northwest of friendlies, hostile on red.
Great red smoke grenade drop right there, though. I'm worried that the other one hasn't... Okay, no.
I repeat, requesting strikes on red.
G-force boobas.
We are engaging red.
I need to optimize the triple R back here and add a healing script. I've got them in play from MacMarine. I just got to actually put it down. But I think adding those scripts would make things a lot cooler. At this point, I'm just going to order everything to head to the final position. Playerbase have Willy Pete's. That's the big white smokes that you've been seeing. It's not that. That's an actual smoke grenade, but the ones that have been firing outwards after it detonates, those have been Willy Pete. Which are nice because it creates a small area that the AI can't pass through, and if they do, they usually die. So these are standard white smokes they're using for concealment.
This is Grand, popping up blue smoke again, friendlies are in blue. Everything else around is hostile.
Trying my best to get this infantry to rush in.
You and enemy contact?
About 50 meters, about 100 to 50 meters. Friendlies are now arriving into the public compound.
Droning in on smoke, and that's a lot of infantry.
Hi, this is Grand.
This is hi, send message.
Requesting extract on free plant location.
Roger, stand by. We will route something to you ASAP. Over. Big ass bomb drop. Though unfortunately the elephant grass does absorb shrapnel pretty well. Alright, 10 minutes, so at the 50-minute mark I'll raise the helicopter. Now this is really easy for the players because they just have to say, hey, we're in the compound, hit everything else around it, but I do have a lot of AI starting to swarm, so they need to focus on getting everyone inside. Yeah, now we can see the RPD gunners actually open up. No point in being suppressed.
Ground. Air, ground.
Go for air.
Friendly forces in the exit zone, everything around the perimeter that is hostile. Danger +5 to the northwest.
Now we just hope that air doesn't drop a bomb on the base. Alright, I think everything like super far out over here I can go ahead and delete. Because we're out of those tracker systems at this point. We got some AI stuck up there.
Just be aware, the gunship is rearming. You have the 2 jets providing close support at this time.
That should be more than enough. They're falling back to the inner perimeter. The worry about that, though, is if they get close enough to the wall, they can start chucking grenades. You got guns going on. Gonna bring in some more ZPUs from the north. Yeah, only 2. And now it's just a fight of attrition. But yeah, this month's test, I'm happy because I think I finally got a good optimized system. Now the next one I'm going to do is basically optimizing tracker modules, making the AO a bit longer. You know, shoot for a 90-minute mission. But it's tough to do because the commander in charge of the ground forces and the coordination of air will greatly vary how this works.
Hi, ground. ETA.
ETA about 7.5 minutes. We're fueling up the bird now. Over.
Fucking useless.
I had Max Zeus it for me one time, and I was the last person out, and I still died. Freaking had a Spice and Wolf holo image come up with a rice hat and shoot the shit out of me with an AK. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, I'm not satisfied with 1 avalanche module. I think I'll do 2 next time. And then the guys that are still on the rear, we see some occasional markers there for units that have died to like mines and everything. Yeah, you can see even additional ones there, but now it's the swarm. Mac is still somehow beating out air assets in terms of kill count.
Yeah, this is ground.
Gonna have to use smaller teams here so they actually push a lot quicker.
Send for air.
We have currently infantry in the tall grass south and southwest of the compound.
As you can tell, though, I am trying to swarm the shit out of them. The funny thing is they will never realize just how many are around them. Based on the scroll, I gotta use the map here. There's at least 200 AI around them.
Raider J-Tech, confirm all friendly
Barely
forces are
200.
within the bounds of the compound.
Confirm all units
Yeah, so
are
that's
currently
Willie P.
inside the FOB.
Understood.
So the JTAC also has the RTO module to basically call in artillery, which can pave the way forward as well. But when you're on a defensive posture like this, it can also help you create a screen of Willie Pete. But yeah, the smaller teams are going to definitely be better at maneuvering, while the larger teams just swarm outside and just kind of distract for air. 5 minutes. Still a lot of leeway for these guys to get taken out, but we'll have to see how things play.
Air high. We might be stupid, but we're having trouble rearming.
If you're having trouble rearming, just take the other one. I have to manage the ground AO this time.
Copy.
Oh, I know what they did. They probably tried to switch the pylon instead of just reloading it on its own, because some people do that because it's faster, but it completely breaks the 119 because I have custom pylons on it. That's funny. And I didn't explain that because I completely forgot about that part, because like Arma, there's so many little things you gotta frickin' worry about. Alright, where's that air support? We're gonna need it. Phantom just dropped something. It's now chasing the Phantom. It's gonna hit the side of the mountain. That's why you gotta dive with those strikes. Good guy, that was a rock eye or something. Less than 4 minutes, but we have a massive wave of infantry coming. Where's the air support?
Hey, ground.
Go fair.
Hostile infantry approaching south and east, downhill.
Ah, this is beautiful. Great strike right there.
AC 119K, call sign Patchwork coming back to AO.
Ooh, danger close. Very danger close to Ham's face. One of them's smoking, which means he's taking damage probably from the AAA that came down, but you can see 2 fireballs over there indicating he got him. Ooh, boy. Yeah, and then these teams I'm just gonna delete. The closer ones I'll send in. 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and check on the boy. I've intentionally made him invincible, but knowing how this game works, that doesn't mean shit. Napalm o'clock. Yeah, the enemy are infinite. It's just a stalling competition at this rate. Helipad's gonna be right here. I'm not sure I could land him in there and have him survive. Why did Metro leave the compound? Oh, God. Why is ground command outside of the wire? We might have a KIA. Oh, no, the attrition's starting to hit. People are too far separated. Scar is desyncing like crazy. Not sure if Lolo's gonna be able to get Metro. I don't know why he got flung out of the wire then. Now, they have earned a bit of a break here. There's not a lot of people on the perimeter, so they could still get people on. We'll see if Lolo runs out and tries to pull Metro's body in. I think he's calling for people to come and help him with that one. "35 seconds. Yeah, so they're going to have Ham come out and do it because the medic is a lot more important. Legend, I think, got stabilized. He got brought back. Scarman working on Daz. Tense moment right there, but thankfully, most of the enemy was taken out. Gonna put some bigger groups out again. Ground, this is high. Be advised, bird lifting times now. Over. Very important to stick with battle buddies here. Mac racking up kills, I think, with the Arty system. We're at 338 infantry kills. Not bad. I'm gonna start sending in the recon teams again. Just the sea of bodies out here, though. Working on Metro. Ham's covering with the machine gun. More rocket runs going. Perfect. I'm happy with this, man. I'm very happy with this.
Air ground, what's your primary direction of contact?
Currently none. Monitor area.
You can hear the Huey coming.
We have some random shots coming in from the west, but that's about it.
Bullshit tunnel time. All elements bird is loitering just outside the AO. Pilot says the best LZ appears to be at the mouth of the base on the southeastern side. He will attempt a landing there. Over.
On the way. Secure the area outside the southeast.
Copy, bubbling blue smoke. Bird will land on the southeast side of blue smoke. Here, this is Gang. We need constant monitoring on the southeast side of the entrance. Downhill, friendlies are near blue smoke.
That was a great rocket scatter pattern. Look at this, though. All the tracers coming out. This is just to show you just how much shit is around here. Also, chopper and pilots are set to invincible, because otherwise they are very likely to take a stray round with this much fire coming in.
All in seconds.
Air J Tech, confirm all friendlies are out of the compound.
Confirm. Pressure fire.
Copy, striking compound.
Oh, I get a little giddy when scenarios like these actually behave properly.
Solid copy. Will do.
This J-Tech compound seems to be confused.
Yeah, I don't know why he's stuttering like that.
Yeah, we just took an no wait, is it Zeusing or something? I think we just took an RPG.
Yeah, I don't know why the pilot isn't going my orders here. He's set to careless hold fire, and he's just kind of stuck loitering.
Okay, just out of control and out of it.
Yeah, do so, I guess. I saw that there was a big chunk of desync. I'll look at why later, but... whatever. Weird. Pilot got hit by the mind control ray.
I killed 5 tanks.
Wait, hold on. My orders are to drop Angel back off in the AO. The funniest thing was watching your point man after he said, hey, I thought this was supposed to be easy, and then he literally not 10 seconds later gets mowed down by a VC. God damn.
Yeah. The timing on that instantly made me think you controlled it.
Well, of course I controlled him, but you know. Too easy. Alright. I mean, you guys were close to wiping in the final part. Thankfully, Lolo did the smart thing, called Ham over to bring Metro in. Scarman went over to the side where 2 people got shot to death and actually applied medical. Like, you guys did everything correct. This is what happens when you do everything correctly.
Yeah. I ran over to Angel and just got shot and fell outside the trench. The last thing I saw was my body sliding down the outside.
Yeah, we can park here. F it.
Ouch.
Alright. Give them their final little cinematic run-in. $412 kills. Chuckleheads. Trooper, thanks for the 64-month resub at tier 2. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
Shit, Risen got a ton of kills.
Alright, I mean, this was pretty cut and dry. Metro kept the infantry moving. JTAC did a good job coordinating. There were still some blue-on-blue calls, but Air was quick to change that once Ground yelled at them. You got to the final LZ. You secured yourselves. There was a few hairy points where we had up to like 3 or 4 people down at once, but the medics did their damn job. Medics did a great job of making sure they weren't putting themselves in harm's way and calling other people over to assist when they needed to. And it shows. 412 infantry kills. That was great. I hope the ones going forward continue to be that way, because we're going to start making the distance a bit longer to cover at least 90 minutes, and I think we have a good system in play now for this. We're going to go down the list, because I like to get individual feedback, because this is my baby. Metro, any advice? Or feedback?
No feedback when it comes to the actual op itself. I think that was pretty perfect. I like the actual active area of operations as well, with the convoys going back and forth. Yeah, I've got no comments on it. That was perfect. We played it well and we did our job. We got out.
Angel?
Fantastic, lads.
You should make it a late afternoon or like night. That'll make it 10 times better. Well,
That is on the docket. I'm just trying to iron out this system first, and then we can start playing around with it. But I agree with you.
Yeah, other than that, no, I'm good.
Daz.
Nothing come to mind.
Alright, Doom.
Nothing on my end.
Ham.
Really good up. Apologize for coming late. That's all.
Jay-Z.
No complaints. Maybe throw in some red air.
On the list. Just trying to get the system first. Latham.
No complaints.
Legend.
All good here.
Lolo.
Maybe more smoke, and it was too easy that we have nothing in front of us most of the time.
Go look at the Zeus interface and you'll see what was in front of you. It's just, again, Metro did a really great job of pathing you.
I was the one who did most of the pathing.
Yeah, I let Angel as point man.
Even better.
Take a lot of that options.
Patch.
Yeah, had fun. It was short and sweet to the beat. Big thing before we take off and run away and get excited, just make sure everybody's on the same page. There was a minor miscommunication that got situated about like 10 minutes in, but it'd be nice if everything was flattened out among all the air crew before we got up in the air. Had fun gunning. I think the GAU 2 at the range we were flying at, our pilot put us at a safe range up to where we didn't take that much direct fire. I think we had to go home once to repair our engine, but The Gao 2 sucked at the altitude I was at, and the Gao 4 was great. Those twin cannons go burr. I think most, if not all, of any of the useful fire we got down to help Metro on them was from the Gao 4 twin cannon. The Gao 2 minigun was useless. We would have to fly way lower and put ourselves in danger close because I couldn't see shit, and my cameraman couldn't call out much that I could actually hit with it. But other than that, had fun.
That's the risk, and that's why you coordinate with ground with smoke.
Yeah.
Risen.
No complaints, but I second the motion for like 1 or 2 enemy aircraft because, yeah, once we knock down the enemy AA sites, we can just do whatever we want up there.
I agree. That's how it works, though. And they coordinated with putting additional AAA in. It's just, as soon as I put in red air, 50-50, the 119 immediately goes down. And then chaos. But we can try it. Scarman?
No complaint.
Snellman?
No complaints. Had a great time. Just like Patrick said, a little bit of miscommunication, but that might be on me because not done it before. So thanks for people being patient.
Sizimo?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to play this, but I had fun and impressed that people are coordinating. It was great.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. See?
I felt a bit useless as a zapper, but no complaints.
You were doing a lot more than you think. How the mines work is it's not only a kill, but it's a deterrent. And if you watch the stream back, you'll see a bunch of black marks where your mines actually worked, and the fact that a bunch of AI slowed down.
Gotcha.
The thing is about this scenario, guys, is when it's well oiled and handled like this, it seems easy. When you don't, just look at the other 5 attempts we've done. Friendlies have been killed. Friendlies have been swarmed. Friendlies have outright gotten keeled over. This is one of those few times where it worked.
This was the smoothest run of this operation ever.
But that's because everyone was doing their job. The mines are critical in keeping the trackers behind you slowed down, because there were points that there were over 50 AI behind you, and either air was called in to engage them to slow them down, or they ran into mines and slowed down. That combined with Angel being able to move you guys out of areas quickly kept you alive. Because there was a big chance that just north of, I think in the halfway point between the two hills that were hamburgered past the first AA site, when Angel was putting you through, had C not put mines down behind you, there were at least 50 AI that would have swarmed your ass. And again, I encourage you to look at the stream and you'll see them. But, from the ground perspective, you don't realize how much shit is around you. Especially in the final part, there were over 200 AI around you. And air combined with Mac Green with the RD combined with you guys running point defense, you were able to get at least 100 to 150 of them before I had to spawn more.
Yeah, small note about the air. Just real quick comment. We had desync, at least I did, up in the bird. When everything resynced and all the AI fired at once, there were so many tracers above you, it covered the base. That's how many AI were there.
I'll look into why there was desync. Could be a plethora of reasons, but it didn't cost anything except the freaking helicopter getting funky at the end, but he's set to invincible for a reason, so. Anyway.
It might have been because I fired AA missiles at the ground, but I doubt that it actually is the reason.
There were a few different
it also
spikes.
Might have been the short grenadier weapon, because I fired the smoke at the end and it started desyncing only when I fired it.
I know there's a bit of desync that happens either when you drop napalm in trees or at night because of all the shadow textures, or I know there's a small chance with the shotgun rounds on the GL, but I think that's been patched. But again, I'll look at the RPT. Anyway, last but certainly least, Turtles.
Ty, I personally had fun. I woke up like 5 minutes before the op and saw a ping. I was like, oh shit. So, fun. I don't think I got any friendly fires. Hopefully I did good. But yeah, I like the op. It was fun.
You had good spreads on your rockets, I will say that.
Yeah, from my like 2 daisy cutters, I like overshot by like 200. So I was like, ooh, I need to change that. So
I think it was Risen that tried to put a rock eye down, but he ended up having the rock eye like follow behind him into a ridge during that last part. That was funny to watch.
We were running
that was me
eyes,
using snake eyes. They kept just like
snagging and not actually landing where the pointer said they would on the pod.
It happens. Anyway, guys.
Me, I personally PP slap a lot of vehicles, including their AA vehicles.
I'm so tempted, Jay-Z. I'm so tempted. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you guys later.
Alexa, pick Jay-Z.
One of my guys. Pat yourselves on the back. Well done.
Alexa, hot command 1.
Yes.
Hey,
It's getting faster as well. She's learning.
Anyway, yeah.
Peace out, everyone.
Quick question. Don't flash it rounds do desync a lot?
Yes.
Yes.
That might be it.
Oh, I didn't.
If they were in use.
Yes. Well, I have all the pylon. Oh, but you guys might have changed the pylons. Yeah, don't even use flechette. Flechette doesn't really do anything either.
Yeah, just a giant shotgun. Yeah, they do damage, but you know.
Like to vehicles, but infantry, it's not the most effective thing in the world. But yeah. Anyway.
No, I was running actually, so.
All right, we'll be back in 2 hours for being on the ground, where I get to suffer everything I just put my players through. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Hopefully I'll see you in 2 hours. Otherwise, cheers, and enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go do inappropriate stuff. Woo!